It sure is hot today. The sky is clear, the sun is bright, and we warmed up pretty fast. I'm glad we have this cool spot under the tree.
Me too.
I guess the leaves are doing a good job of keeping the sun off us. See? I can't find my shadow.
You're right, Grandpa. I don't see my shadow either. Why is it hot every summer when I visit you?
Because summer is the time of year when the sun rises early and sets late. It stays out for a long time, so it has more time to heat things up. In the summer, the sun also goes higher in the sky, and that makes it easier to heat the ground too.
Oh, so that's why my shadow is short on a summer afternoon.
Yes, because the sun is high over your head. If you were out playing in the sun for too long without a hat on, your head might start to sizzle. It wouldn't really cook, but you would get too hot and you would have to go inside to cool down.
I don't like when that happens.
I don't either. That's why I check how warm or hot it is before I go outside in the summer.
I can do that.
You can?
Yes. We learned how to read a thermometer in school. When the numbers are higher, it means the air is hotter. And when the numbers are lower, it means the air is cooler.
Excellent. In school, did you learn the different ways to keep cool in the hot summer?
My teacher taught me to not stay in the bright sun too long and to not wear dark colors because dark clothes can make you hot when the sun shines on them.
Well, I guess then those kids are dressed just right for summer.
They are, Grandpa. They have on caps to keep the sun off their heads. They are also wearing short pants and short-sleeved shirts. And the colors are light. That keeps them cool on a hot day.
So does a fan. But that's only when you're inside. A fan helps to move the air and mix it up. Did you know the sun does the same thing?
No, I thought the sun only gives us light and heat.
The sun makes air move by heating it. When the sun heats the ground, the air gets hotter and starts moving and rising up toward the sky. We can't see air, but you can tell it is moving by watching how leaves move. When air moves fast, we can feel it on our skin, and that's called wind. A little wind on a hot day is a good thing. The wind is what pushes the clouds around, and that helps the clouds take rain to places that need it.
But if it rains, then we have to go inside.
That's true, but rain is good because it gives water to people, plants, and animals so we can live. Rain also helps to clean the air.
Well, I guess I like rain because it can make pretty rainbows across the sky. I just thought of something, Grandpa.
What's that?
Whenever I have my birthday in January, it never rains, but it sometimes snows. Why is that?
Because January is in the winter, and in the winter, the weather is cold.
But why is it cold in the winter?
Remember our friend, the sun?
Yes, it sends light and heat to our planet.
Well, in the winter, the sun rises a lot later in the morning.
You're right. When I wake up for school, it's dark. And when I go to bed, it's dark too.
Exactly, kiddo. We don't get as much heat from the sun in the winter because it rises later and sets earlier. It's not out long enough to heat the ground that much. That's why the snowman you made last year lasted a long time without melting. Do you remember the picture you took with it?
Yes, it's on my computer. It's a funny picture. I had so many clothes on that I almost looked like a snowman.
What about your shadow? Do you remember how it looked on the picture?
It was stretched out and long.
Right. The shadow is longer than you are tall because in winter the sun stays low in the sky. Sun rays spread out more on the ground, so they are weaker. It's harder for the winter sun to heat us up. When the air stays cold, water changes to ice, just like the ice in your freezer. And then even the clouds have teeny tiny pieces of ice in them called ice crystals. That's where the snow comes from.
I like snow. It changes the way everything looks, and it's fun to play in.
I like it too. But in some winters, we get heavy snow, and it means I spend a lot of time shoveling. That could be too much work, so I have to take breaks to not get too tired. I also have to wear layers of clothes and coats to stay warm.
I don't like wearing so many clothes in the winter, but Mom says I should.
She's right. I know you love to play outside, and I don't want you to freeze into a frozen ice pop. So in winter, you have to wear long pants, sweaters or warm shirts, boots, mittens, a coat, and a hat. And when it's really cold, you have to wear even more than that, but make sure you stay dry. Once you get wet on a cold day, you have to go inside to change into dry clothes, or you might get sick, especially if it is windy.
I remember that the wind in the winter does not feel as nice as the wind in the summer. The winter wind makes me even colder. On a cold, windy winter day, my face, fingers, and toes sometimes get so cold that they hurt.
You're correct. That's when you have to be inside or really dressed for the weather. Winter can be fun if you're wearing the right clothes and if you're careful to not slip on any ice.
What time of the year do you like best, Grandpa?
Spring. That's my favorite season.
Why do you like spring?
Spring comes after winter, and it's when the sun stays out a little longer so we have more daylight. Since the days get warmer, we don't have to wear as many heavy clothes, but we still have to wear long pants and long-sleeve shirts, and sometimes a jacket or coat. In the spring, we can get either snow or rain. It's fun to try to figure out which one it will be. I watch the weather report on TV to hear what the meteorologist says about the forecast.
It looks like the clouds are going away. The weather should be mild tomorrow with more sunshine. I think the rain will be back for the weekend.
That helps me plan my days and decide when to plant my garden.
Maybe the best part of spring is all the pretty colors we see as flowers and trees start blooming and growing.
And spring smells good too. The wind helps to spread the smell of flowers, and the bees seem to like that. Spring is a season that is almost like a new start to everything around us. Spring is between winter and summer, so some places get more storms because summer weather and winter weather are both fighting to happen at the same time. So there could be snowstorms, heavy rainstorms, thunderstorms, or even tornadoes. The storms might be a little scary, but as long as you know where to go to be safe inside, you don't have to worry. What about you, kiddo? What's your favorite season?
My favorite season is the one after summer.
Oh, that's autumn.
Yes, but I like to call it fall because that's when the leaves fall off the trees.
That's an easy way to remember.
But what I really like as fall is when I get to go back to school and get to see all of my friends. It's also when the leaves on the trees change to pretty colors before they fall off.
Instead of all the leaves being green, we see yellow, orange, and red. That makes the trees very colorful.
I like fall better than spring because it does not rain as much, so I can go outside more. I like fall because it's not too cold like winter and not too hot like summer. That means we don't have to wear heavy winter clothes, but then we can't really wear shorts as much as we do in the summer.
You're right. In every season, we have to change the way we dress so that when we go outside, we are comfortable and safe.
I guess I kind of miss the long days of sunshine from summer. Now that I think about it, every season has something to like.
Yes, thanks to our friend, the sun.
Why do you call the sun our friend?
The sun is our friend because it's always there to help us. Even on a cloudy day, when you can't see it, the sun is doing a job. The sun gives us light so we can see. It heats our planet and makes air move around. If the air didn't move, we wouldn't have clouds. And if we didn't have clouds, we wouldn't have rain and snow, and we wouldn't be able to live here. Because of the sun, we can count on winter, spring, summer, and fall always happening in the same order. The seasons go around and around every year, almost like the wheels on your bicycle. So we can say the seasons happen on a cycle. They repeat, so you can predict that summer will be hot and winter will be cold, and spring and fall will be in between hot and cold.
But the weather on my birthday is not always the same. Sometimes it is warm and dry, and other times it is cool, cloudy, and even wet.
That's true. Even when you are in the middle of a season, the weather can change every day. It all depends on how many clouds you have, which way the wind is blowing, and how hot or cold it is.
That sounds hard to figure out.
It could be. That's why meteorologists use thermometers, rain gauges, wind meters, and other instruments to measure the weather every day.
I see them using the radar on TV to show me where it is raining.
There's a lot of rain right now in Douglasville. Make sure you carry your umbrella.
Then they use pictures of clouds from satellites in space and huge weather computers to try to find out what might happen the next day. That's how they make a forecast. Because planet Earth is so big and there are so many things to count and measure, there's no way to know exactly how the weather will change. But weather predictions do give us a pretty good idea. In any season, a good weather forecast helps you plan what to wear. It helps people decide if they can travel on the road, or in the air, or even on water. It lets you know if you can go outside and play. A weather prediction helps farmers decide how to take care of their farms. And when it comes to stormy weather, a good weather forecast helps to keep people safe. A meteorologist has an important job because the weather controls so many things.
I can tell the weather forecasts are important because I see them on TV. Some TV stations only show weather from all around the world, all day long. I also see weather forecasts on the internet, in the newspaper, and even on my mom's phone.
And we hear them on the radio, too.
The radar shows the rain in Allentown will move to the east and end by this evening.
That's helpful when we are traveling and need to know what's going on in the winter, spring, summer, or fall.
What I love about weather and the seasons is there's always something different in the sky. Even the colors change. The sky can be blue or gray or anything in between. In the morning and late in the day, the sun turns the sky orange or red.
Even at night, the sky is not always the same. On clear nights, we can see twinkling stars. There are so many that we can't even count them. What else can you think of?
We can see the moon, rainbows, and flashes of lightning. And we see a lot of clouds. Clouds can be bright or dark, high or low, big or small. Some clouds are flat and smooth, and others are tall and bubbly.
No two clouds are the same, but they can be pretty as air moves and the wind pushes them around. The air is helpful too for airplanes and birds to fly. Air lets us smell things like that barbecue over there, and air lets us hear sounds like thunder.
So I guess, Grandpa, we can see weather, hear weather, smell weather, and feel weather.
And don't forget, weather gives us fresh water to drink and clean air to breathe. What does a snowman wear on his head? An ice cap. Which can run faster, heat or cold? Heat, because you can catch a cold. Is this thing on? Why don't people make jokes when they ice skate? Because the ice might crack up.